of chromosome you know?
Ma'am, autosomes and sex chromosomes.
Very good. How many autosomes and how many sex chromosomes?
22 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of sex chromosome.
Good. Okay. Now, what is the gene? What is the gene? Gene is the functional physical unit of hereditary, passes from parent to offspring. Offspring is children's. That is a functional and physical unit passes from parents to their children. That is gene. And what is the chromosome? Chromosome is thread-like structure on which the genes reside and are organized. That is chromosome. Okay. And what is the locus? Locus is the position of gene on a chromosome. And what is allele? Allele is a alternate for the genes or chromosome occur in pairs. A population or a species of organism typically include multiple allele at each locus among the various individuals. Clear? And what is mutation? What is the mutation? Mutation is a change in the DNA sequences that is permanent or heritable. What is the heritable? Anybody can?
Ma'am, the one that passes from parents to the progeny.
Very good. And what is the genome? Genome is all of DNA in a organism or a cell, whole DNA component. Okay. And the size of human genome is approximate is the 3.4 billion base pair, and less than 2% of human genome encodes proteins. Approximate 20,000 to 25,000 genes code for proteins. Okay, and the genes vary in length, can cover thousands of the base pair, and an average is approximate 3,000 base pair. Okay, there is a lot of in your genetics chapter. I want to tell one thing also. What subject you read in pathology? Which book you read?
Robbins.
Huh?
Robbins.
Good, good. I also recommended the Robbins. Robbins is a pathology book that is written always in mind. You can read many books. It's your choice. But Robbins, if you read very carefully, it retains your mind very long. So I recommend to read Robbins' book in a pathology. Okay, now coming on the genetics. What is the molecular genetics? The study of structure and functions of chromosomes and genes. That is molecular genetics. Heredity is a transmission of character from parent to offsprings. Parents to their children. What are the genotypes? Genotype is the makeup organism. Like, they are the pair. I already told you. Like capital T, capital T, small. What is the voice? Please mute yourself. Somebody over here. Would you please mute yourself? And phenotype also include like 12 capital T, small t, and capital T and small t. That is also called as a homogeneous, heterogeneous, homogeneous. Next terminology is heterogeneous. Two different allele, a hybrid like small t and capital T. Homogeneous, two identical alleles like capital double capital T, small tt. That is homogeneous. Both allele are the same, that is homogeneous. There is a both allele different, that is heterogeneous. It is clear now? Okay. And now coming to other terminology like dominant, recessive, codominance. What is the dominant? Dominant is a condition phenotypically expressed in some one copy of mutagen gene. It's expressed in a heterogeneous condition. It's not required a homogeneous condition. Both allele is the same is not required in a dominant condition. Where is the recessive? Recessive a condition phenotypically expressed only in someone with the 2 copies of mutant gene. It is required a homogeneous gene. It expressed only condition when there is the both allele are homogeneous. Okay. And what is the codominance? Codominance is occur when the both allele for a gene are expressed in heterozygous offsprings. In this here, both alleles in a heterozygous condition are expressed. These alleles are do not blend, both equally dominant. For example, our ABU blood group. In this condition, both allele are in a heterogeneous condition is expressed. Okay, that is called as the codominance. Now, what is the who is the father of modern genetics? No, everybody know or not know?
Mendel, sorry.
Okay, and this is he is a Georg Mendel. It's known as the father of modern genetics. Okay. Now coming to some introductory part of the genetics and pediatric disease. Any two individuals shares greater than 99.5% of DNA sequences, and remarkably, the diversity of humans is a ENCODE is less than 0.5% of our DNA out of 15 billion base pair. Okay, and two most common form of DNA variants in human genome are single nucleotide polymorphism and copy number variants. Single nucleotide polymorphism. What is a single nucleotide polymorphism? There is a single changes that is occurring in a single base pair. Okay, and copy number variants. There is a variation in their numbers, their copy numbers. Now coming to what is the impact of genetic disease in our life. Okay, the impact of genetic disease during we are reading here for a childhood or infancy. So we will read here only impact in childhood or infancy mostly. Like that chromosome abnormality present in at least 50% of all spontaneous miscarriages. If there is a genetic abnormality present in chromosome in the first trimester, in most of the 50% cases get miscarriage abortions. Okay, and 2 to 3% of all neonates have a one major genetic abnormality often caused by genetic factors, and only 2% all neonates have a chromosome abnormality or a single gene disorder. Okay, third is the genetic disorders accounts for a 50% of all childhoods. As a present, 50% children are present as the blindness, 50% children are present as the deafness, 50% children are present as a mental retardation. Okay, the genetic disorders and congenital malformation together accounts for a 30% of all childhood hospital admissions and 40 to 50% of cause all childhood death. In adult life, approximate 1% of all malignancy is due to genetic factor. 10% common cancers have a strong genetic component in a breast cancer, colon cancer, and ovarian cancers. Okay, and by the age of 25, 5% population will have a disorder in which the genetic factor play important role. Age of 25, patients will get these genetic disorders. That's the figure. That is represent as the molecular basis of human disease. Okay, that is represent as the functional cloning and positional cloning. The functional cloning is the begins from clinical phenotypes or biochemical abnormalities that leads to for identify the abnormal gene product protein. Whereas the that is positional cloning is related to their position, mapping link on a chromosome region, and it's depend to identify or analysis of a genes and the candidate identify a candidate gene through analysis of these mutations. That is a gene cloning. Okay, the functional cloning like a inborn error of metabolism, such as phenylketonuria, disease of hemoglobin synthesis. And the positional cloning, the example in a many common single gene disorders such as a cystic fibrosis, there was no clue to nature of the defective gene product. Now coming to the human disease can classified as a major three categories due to genetics. That is environmental determined, genetically determined, and the disease are both environmentally and genetically determined. Both are due to environmental causes and genetic causes. Okay, so we can divide it whole disease in a, due to environmental reasons or due to genetically reasons or disease due to both of reasons. There are three major categories of genetic disorders. First, disorder related to mutant gene of a large effect, Mendelian disorder, that is Mendelian disorder. Second is disease with the multifactorial, that is polygenic inheritance. And third one, chromosomal disorders. In three category we classified the genetic disorders. Okay. The Mendelian disorders, for example, storage disease, inborn error of metabolism, like single gene mutation of large effect, we will read it about in our next class. Okay, and the multifactorial or polygenic inheritance, these diseases are include hypertension, diabetes mellitus. Both genetic and environmental factors are play role here. The genetic component involve additive result of a multiple genes of a small effect. The environment contribute may be small or large. Genetic component play here is a small effect, but additional to environmental effect is maybe small or maybe large. Okay, like hypertension, it is a genetically determined, but it also depends on the environmental condition. What is their habits, like day-to-day eating habits, their working habits, their sedentary lives, as well as the diabetes mellitus also. That is also determined by genetically, but also it is affected by environmental conditions also. Its eating habits also, the sedentary life also. They are working lives of they are working their exercise or not exercise. Okay, and third one is the chromosomal disorders. In chromosomal disorders, genomic or chromosomal mutations like numerical and structural changes in the chromosomes. Chromosomal disorder, either their number will change or either their changes in a structure of chromosomes. Another group is the heterogeneous group of single gene disorder with the non-classical pattern of inheritance, that is include triple repeated mutation in mitochondrial DNA, genomic imprinting, gonadal mosaicism. These diseases have a different pattern of inheritance, not a classical pattern of inheritance, and also these are a heterogeneous group of disorder. Now coming to mutation, we already study a mutation may be defined as a permanent change in a DNA. Mutations that affect the germ cells are transmitted to their progeny and may give rise to inherited disease. Mutations that rise in a somatic cells do not cause a hereditary disease. Okay, only germ cells. What are the germ cells? No? Everybody, anybody know? Hello?
Sperms and ova.
Good. These are germ cells. If there is a mutation in sperms and ova, it can inherit it one parent to their children. Where is the somatic cells?
Cells other than these two, which
Yeah,
are developed in an organism after the birth.
yeah. That is the other than these other cells, other than the ova and sperm, that is make our body. If there is a mutation occur in a somatic cells, it doesn't inherit. It didn't inherit one person to another. Okay. Not a cause of a hereditary disease, and but are the important gene in a cancers and some congenital malformation. These diseases are not inherited, but these mutation cause cancers and congenital malformation in children. Now coming to mutation may be classified into three categories. Genomic mutations, chromosomal mutations, and gene mutation. What is the genome mutation? That is involved loss or gain of whole chromosome, give rise a monosomy or trisomy. That is genome mutations. Second, chromosomal mutations result from rearrangement of genetic material and give rise a visible structural changes in the chromosomes. Okay. And third one, gene mutation result in a partially or complete deletion of gene. More than often and affect a single base. Mostly this gene is a single base pair, affect a single base pair. Okay. What is the point mutation? It is a single nucleotide base pair substituted by different base pair. And what is the frame shift mutation? One or two base pair may be inherited into that is a may be inserted into or a deleted from the DNA, leading to alteration in the reading frame of DNA strand. A frame either is inserted or a deleted from the chromosome. Okay. And that is the figure I prepared for the point mutation. Point mutation is either a coding region or a non-coding region. In a coding region, it missense type or a nonsense type. It is a missense type, either conservative type or non-conservative type. Where is the non-coding region? It can be occur promoter, enhancer, or intron regions. And second one is the structural abnormalities of the chromosomes. Like the structural abnormalities of the chromosome include like translocation. Translocation is maybe it's a balanced or unbalanced. Translocation is of Robustan type or a reciprocal type. Deletions. Deletion is either terminal or interstitial. Inversion, paracentric or pericentric. I'll tell you. I'll explain it. And the other one is the ring insertion, duplication, dicentric chromosomes, isochromosomes, double minutes, homogeneously staining regions, and fragile sites. Okay, we will go one by one. Deletions, usually a de novo events that occur a loss of a chromosome segment, resulting in a partially monosomy. A part or a segment of chromosome is deleted, okay, and it creates monosomy. And a interstitial deletion involves 2 bricks, and the terminal deletion involves 1 bricks. At the one end of chromosome is involved. Whereas in an interstitial deletion, 2 bricks in between 2 strands. I'll explain you like that. Terminal deletion, the end of this is the chromosomes and its terminal end is deleted. Okay, that is a terminal deletion. Okay, and interstitial deletion, this is the chromosome and the in between 2 strands the part is deleted. That is interstitial deletion. Okay. Now coming to ring chromosome. What is a ring chromosome? It is a It is produced when the breaks occur at the both end of chromosome with the fusion of the damaged end. Like this is the chromosome. The breaks occur at the both end of chromosomes, and these ends are combined to each other and create a ring chromosomes. Okay, this is breaks at both terminal ends, and also seen in this figure, shown in this figure also, the terminal breaks and the remaining ends are fusion to each other and form a ring chromosomes. Okay, what is the significance of ring chromosomes? If the significant genetic material is lost, phenotypic abnormalities is occur. This might be these ring chromosomes are expressed as a 46XY, or there is a 14. Ring chromosome is occur chromosome in a 14. Ring chromosome do not behave normally in a meiosis and mitosis, and usually result in series of sequences. Mostly it occur in a series of sequences. Now coming to that is the inversions. The inversions type of mutation is two types: pericentric inversion or paracentric inversion. When the inversion is involved centromere, that is the chromosome. What is the structure of chromosome? Anybody can tell me? Anybody can tell?
Ma'am, there's a centromere in the center, and there are two arms, and on the ends of those arms there is presence of telomeres. Yeah, and there's a secondary constriction that's called satellite constriction.
Okay. That is chromosomes. That is a long arm. This is a short arm, and this is a centromere. Okay. So pericentric inversion is involved when it involves a centromere. Then that is inversion is called as a pericentric inversion. Where is paracentric inversion? The inversion occur beyond the centromere. That is a centromere. The inversion is occur here. That is called as a paracentric inversion. And inversion consists that is I also wrote in the text also. The inversion consists of two bricks in the chromosomes. The area between the bricks is inverted, turned around, and then is reinserted, and the bricks then united to result of chromosome. If the inverted area include the centromere, it is called a pericentric inversion. If it is not include, then it called a paracentric inversion. Now coming to isochromosomes. What is isochromosomes? In isochromosomes, we see this is the chromosome. If there is a bricks is occur here, both arms are separated, short arms and these are the long arms, and become a isochromosomes. In this figure also, this is the chromosome. There is a brick of short arms, and the long arms are form isochromosomes. Both long and short arms become a equally sized. So isochromosomes are formed result from one end of a chromosome is lost and the remaining arm is duplicated, resulting in a chromosome consisting two short arms or two long arms. The most common isochromosome present in the live birth involve long arms of the X chromosome, that is designated as a IX. An isochromosome is designated as a I. May be result from a misdivision of a centromere at the mitosis and meiosis, or it can be occurred through misrepair of a chromosome bricks near the centromere, and it can also occur through crossover in a small pericentric inversion. These are the conditions where the isochromosomes are formed. Other type of mutation is translocation type. Okay, I already told you what is a balanced translocation, is the unbalanced translocation. Okay, then translocation, there is a chromosome A and chromosome B. There is a one part, equal small part of this chromosome is break here and small chromosome is break here. That is fusion to this chromosome, its part is fusion to this chromosome. The translocation is equally, there is a balanced translocation. The chromosome abnormality is caused by rearrangement of part between the non-homologous chromosome. In the balanced translocation, piece of chromosome are rearranged, but no genetic material is the gain or lost. There is a equally. In this figure, we also can see like that. There is a rearrangement. Only there is a rearrangement. Unbalanced translocation. In this figure, there is a balanced translocation, where here is the imbalanced translocation. There is a breaks, and the fusion of the imbalanced gene. Here, not only here. Not transmitted here, it's part to transmitted here. That is unbalanced translocation. Unbalanced translocation occur when the child inherits a chromosome with the extra or missing genetic material from parent with the balanced translocation. Okay. What is the robust translocations? In this mutation, mostly that is occur to acrocentric chromosomes. These are the acrocentric chromosomes. Okay. And there is a deletion occur at the level of the centromeres, and the both arms are fused to each other and form a robust translocation. And these are the short arms which are lost. In this figure also we can see the joining of two acrocentric chromosomes at the centromere with the loss of their short arms to form a single abnormal chromosome. Acrocentric chromosomes mostly like Y chromosomes, and other chromosomes, autosomal chromosomes like 13, 14, 15, 21 and 22. This mutation occur in these chromosomes. Now coming to Mendelian disorders. Are you understanding? समझ में आ रहा है? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, now coming to Mendelian disorders. The terminology I already explained you. What is autosomal dominant inheritance? What is autosomal recessive inheritance? Okay. Now coming to first of all the autosomal dominant inheritance. These genes are expressed in heterogeneous conditions. Okay, on the average, 50% of a offspring is affected parent will be affected. And unaffected individuals do not transmit the disease. Male and females are equally affected. Like this, we can see in this figure, the mother is unaffected and father is affected and with have a dominant gene. I already told you ki each and every what is the chart? Do you know this chart?
Pedigree chart.
Good, very good. We clearly understand them when we divide, keeping the two alleles. Here is also two alleles. Here is also two alleles. It's a one allele is dominant, have a dominant gene. Okay. When in one is combined to mother's combined to father's gene, there is a normal, unaffected. Then again, it combined to is that gene that is also not affected. When it combined to it, this is not affected, but it combined to it. क्या हो जाएगा? That is a one dominant and one is the dominant gene came and one is non-dominant gene came. In other also offspring is one dominant gene came and another is non-dominant gene come. Overall, the 50% these are the unaffected and the 50% are affected. I want to say that there is if there are any parents, father or mother having a dominant gene, the children's there is a chance of affecting is 50% and 50% will unaffected. That is dominant inherent. It always expressed in a heterozygous condition also. Keep remember. And now coming to this disease or due to autosomal dominant disorders like central nervous system, Huntington disease, neurofibrosis. These are table in your written in your Robbins. Okay, you can read it and remember it. Like urinary polycystic kidney disease, gastrointestinal disorder. You try to remember it system wise. Then you remember. These tables came in your exams also, came in your theory exam, practical exam, and it also coming in your PC exams. And when you will come in the interviews for the further SRs and APs, where is also came. And how could you remember this? Try to understand and remember them according to the systems. Nerve system, what are the disorder of the nerve system, and what are the disorders of the urinary, gastrointestinal, like familial, polyposis coli, hematopoietic disorders, skeletal disorders, metabolic disorders. Then come to you, remember it. Okay. Metabolic disorders like the familial hypercholesteremia, it's the autosomal dominant disorders, acute intermediate porphyria. Now coming to autosomal recessive inheritance. I already told you about that. The autosomal recessive inheritance is expressed when it is present in a homozygous allele. Both allele are the same condition, it is expressed. Okay. And the autosomal recessive traits make up the large category in a Mendelian disorder. Most common category is the Mendelian disorder is autosomal recessive. That is result only when the both allele at the given gene locus are mutant. Male and females are equally affected. There is an increased consanguinity also seen, and the expression of the defective tends to be more uniform than in the autosomal dominant inheritance. Autosomal dominant can be unequally affected, but it is more expressed very uniformly. And there is a complete penetration is common also in autosomal recessive disorders. Onset is frequently early in the life. Okay, here is in this figure we see there is a mother and father both are carrier. There is a mother is also carrier, the father is also carrier, and mother is also carrier. Here that is in the pedigree chart. I want to tell something about the pedigree charts. Anybody can tell me how to represent the male in a pedigree chart? Our father?
Circle.
No. No. My father or male? Square. Female?
Circle.
Circle. Very good. And the abortion? Abortion represent as a triangle. Okay. And consanguinity? It's a two parallel.
Double lines between the mates.
Yeah, parallel lines. Okay. And the affected is totally homogeneous field. Unaffected, totally empty. Okay. Or carrier is, this is partly filled and partly empty. Yeah. In the female, the circle that have a dot, that is called as a carrier. Represent as a carrier in a pedigree chart. Okay. So here the genes, the 25% is having that is a totally unaffected. 50% become a carrier and 25% is affected by disease. Okay. If we see this is if that is affected, then we call it as affected. That is not affected part, then it is unaffected part. And 50% progeny are affected here. Two allele, if we keeping here I kept the figure of male and females. If we kept two allele, X and Y, here is XX, then mother's gene, father's gene combined to mother's gene, then combined a male. Then is the father's X and mother's X combined, then the female. Father's Y and mother's X, then the male. Father's X and mother's X, then the female. Okay. And the recessive is expressed, keep remember when that is present in a homozygous condition, both allele are the same. Okay. And these are the disorders related to autosomal recessive, like metabolic disorders are cystic fibrosis, phenylketonuria, galactosuria, homocystic uria. That table is also written in your Robbins book. Okay. And hematopoietic disorder like sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, endocrine disorders like congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Okay, and these are the other disorders of skeleton and nerve systems also. How much the time is and how many slides are left? I want to see. Check 26. Okay, I'll go fast. Now coming to X-linked recessive inheritance. X-linked recessive inheritance. Here the incidence of this trait is much higher in male than a female. Because why? Tell me. The X-linked recessive inheritance is much higher in male than a female. Anybody can explain me?
Because males have only one X chromosome and they can easily inherit the chromosome which is already having the gene. So it's easy for them to have only one chromosome.
It's have only single X chromosome and a mutant X chromosome easily expressed. Okay. There is no other X chromosome to suppress it. Okay, only single. That's why males are affected. If the gene came from mother to male child, only single X chromosome. Other is the Y chromosome. The disease is present on the X chromosome. That's why it is expressed. Okay, there is a no transmission from father to son because the recessive gene is present on X chromosome of mother. So disease is transmitted only father to daughter. Why? Because son from father to son Y chromosome came and the gene is present on only X chromosome. There is 100% daughters are affected. Male are unaffected, become a carriers. 50% of sons carries. Females are carrier. Females are affected and 50% of daughters are carrier. If the female is the carrier, okay. In this condition, 50% of the sons of the carrier females are affected and 50% of daughters are carrier. Like this, we can see this pedigree chart. Here is the male is affected. Okay, father is affected, mother is not affected because father have this recessive gene, and there is a disease. This is the boy. This is the boy. Okay, and this is the girl. This is the girl. When the disease passes from father to daughter, because X chromosome came from father and X chromosome have a recessive gene, and one gene came from mother, but here the condition is heterozygous, so only females become carrier, not affected, and the all boys are unaffected because Y gene came from father, X chromosome gene from mother, Y gene came from father, X chromosome gene came from mother, so boys are unaffected. Then if this carrier female married with the unaffected male, okay, it have a XY chromosome and female have a this recessive gene chromosome. Here again the disease passes from male are unaffected, second male is affected. Why? Because one chromosome from mother and Y chromosome came from father. Then one chromosome from X chromosome came from father, one X chromosome came from mother. So the girl is unaffected. Then one X chromosome come from father, one X chromosome come from mother. Thus female becomes a carrier. So here 50% are affected और 50% are unaffected. जिसमें क्या होगा? Males are totally 25 इसमें 50% में males are 50% affected होंगे, females become a carriers. I want to say this: 50% sons have a X chromosome from mother, that's why affected, and the females have a one chromosome from mother and one chromosome X chromosome from father, so she become a carrier. If this carrier female married with again an unaffected, then male again affected. This is an X-linked recessive disorder. These are the X-linked recessive disease examples like musculoskeletal Duchenne muscular dystrophy, blood disorder like hemophilia A and B. That is asked many times. But hemophilia A and B is the X-linked recessive disorders. Chronic granulomatosis disease, glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. Many times are asked about these. What are the disorders? These are the X-linked recessive disorders. Okay, and the metabolic disorders like diabetes insipidus and Lesch-Nyhan syndromes. These are also asked many times. Keep remember that table is also present in your Robbins book. Now coming to the type is X-linked dominant genetic disease. Here the gene is dominant. There are a few diseases about the X-linked dominant. Keep remember, these are also always asked during interviews and your exams and your practicals. So what are the diseases that is affected due to X-linked dominant genetic inheritance? The familial rickets, hereditary nephropathy like Alport syndrome, okay, and Coffin-Lowry syndrome, and Candidemia pigmenti, okay, the only gene assigned with a certainty to the Y chromosome is determined for the testis in a male with the mutation affected. Only Y-linked gene involved in a spermatogenesis are usually involved. Hence, there is a no Y-linked disease. Basically, we saw many diseases: autosomal recessive, autosomal dominant, and X-linked recessive. Very few diseases of X-linked dominant, but very rarely we didn't listen about that. There is a Y-linked recessive and Y-linked dominant disorders, because the Y chromosomes is basically related to for spermatogenesis. There's a very rarely, not an inheritance written mostly, very rarely disease. I'll tell you like that. Holendrick traits. Here, inheritance of gene on the Y chromosome. Since only male normally have a Y chromosome, a Y-linked gene can only transmit it from father to son. Y chromosome went किस में जाएगा? Father से son में जाना है. Okay, so the disease is transmitted on father to son. Very rare disease, hairy ears. That is also Y-linked traits, and which are rare. The symptoms also hairy ears. You are in your nearby and relatives, anywhere you saw, that is the hairy ears. There some persons have a long hair their ears. Okay, that is only mention about the Y-linked chromosome inheritance. So I told you. Now coming to multifactorial disorders. So I'm fast. Like multifactorial disorders are example for the cleft lip, cleft palate, congenital heart disease, coronary heart disease, hypertension, gout, diabetes mellitus, pyloric stenosis. Now coming to chromosomal disorders. Okay, this is our normal karyotype. Okay, this is 22 autosomal chromosomes. This is sex chromosomes. The karyotyping, we do karyotyping by like gene size staining. That is known as Z bending. Some is a quinicurin is the Q bending, R bending, C bending. By these staining, we can see we can do the karyotyping. Okay, that is a normal karyotyping I kept for your basic knowledge. Okay, and this is the X chromosome. The short arm, this is a centromere, this is a long arm. And I want to show here that my aim to show this picture you, there's the bend. The location in the chromosome, there is deletion or rearrangement, insertion, the mutation causes such disease. Here, there's an ocular albinism. Okay, and there's a testicular feminization, X-linked severe combined immunodeficiency, that is the band is involved. Fabry's disease, that band is involved. Okay, Lesch-Nyhan syndrome, that band is involved. These diseases that is related to X chromosome, and their pattern is written where is this disease comes when that deletion or mutation is occurred. Now come to cytogenetic disorders. The chromosome, normal chromosome count is expressed as a 46 XX for the female and 46 for the XY. You already know it. Any exact multiplication of a haploid number is called as euploid. Okay, just multiplication of 23. That is euploid. If any error occur in meiosis and or mitosis, however, and a cell require a chromosome complement with that not exact multiplication of 23, it is referred to as aneuploidy. Euploidy and aneuploidy. Asked many times, what is the euploidy, what is the aneuploidy? Euploidy is exact multiplication of 23 double. That is euploidy. If there is a not exact multiplication of 23, there is a no 46 chromosome. Either it's a 47 or a 48 or 49. So it is called as an aneuploidy. The usual cause of aneuploidy are a non-disjunction and anaphase lag during mitosis. The mitotic error in the early development give rise to two or more population of cells in the same individual. The condition is referred as a mosaicism. We will discuss it also. Now coming to cytogenic abnormality, that is a very common, and cytogenetic abnormality is trisomy 21. Keep remember it. It is also asked many times in your theory exams and your practical exams. Okay, that is called as trisomy 21 is the Down syndrome. Incidence is 1 in 700. Okay, and the clinical presentation of these patients are these are the mental retardation, abundant skin in the neck, the congenital heart disease, intestinal stenosis, umbilical hernia. These patients are predisposed to leukemias, like acute myeloid leukemias, okay, and these patients have very hypotonic. There is a gap in the first and second toe. That is known as sandal gap, also known as and the hand have a Siamese caries. That is different from our caries of hand. This is a horizontal caries, okay. That is a Siamese caries is the horizontal caries. When you are you going clinical classes? Hello. Are you going for the
They are also online.
Okay. Due to corona, you didn't go. Still didn't go. Okay, when you will go, you will see the patient, and when you see this Down syndrome patient, try to identify all sandal gap, Siamese caries. Okay, try to identify their Mongolian faces. Try when you go for your clinical posting in a hospital. Try any patient if you see these symptoms, signs and symptoms, you try to identify. You will definitely found them. Okay. Epicanthic fold like this here, ear, and flat facial faces. These patients and their physical activity also very down, dull. They are not so crying, not so active. They are very flaccid. These are I saw many times our clinical posting. These babies. These babies are totally as a bland, dull babies, not crying, not actively movement. So when you post it, you will see this. Okay. Next, cytogenetic abnormality like a Peto syndrome, trisomy 13 chromosome. Here, this is the trisomy 13. In this, patient have a try to remember these three syndromes are sometimes confused to each other. So keep remember them some trick. Otherwise, Edwards syndrome is gone in Peto syndrome go in the Down syndromes. To try to identify, remember, keep try to if you seen the case in your clinical posting, you never forget. But very difficult because Peto syndromes, Edwards syndromes are very rare syndromes. So keep remember very trick by trick. Keep a trick in mind and keep remember. Like Peto syndrome, hey, micro-ophthalmia, polydactyly cardiac defect, umbilical hernia, and renal defects, Roker-Foot abnormalities that is shown in this figure. Also Roker-Foot abnormality, microcephaly. Microcephaly is a small head, mentally retarded, cleft lip and cleft palate. And Edwards syndrome that are having a trisomy 18 chromosome. And in this patient features are the prominent occiput. That is occiput is very prominent. This patient also mentally retarded. This patient have a microgenthia, small lips, okay, lower set of ears, short neck, overlapping of fingers, congenital heart disease, renal malformation, horseshoe-shaped kidney, and limited hip abductions. Now coming to other cytogenetic abnormalities, a Turner syndrome. Okay, tell me, anybody know what is a Turner syndrome?
Ma'am, 45XO, in which one X chromosome is lost from the female.
Yeah, so here is one chromosome is less. There is a trisomy. Numerical is increasing. Here is a decreasing number of X chromosome. The X chromosome O. This is the X chromosome O. And the karyotyping in these patients also expressed like that. 46I is the isochromosome. XQ, yeah. 46X, XQ minus. 46XX, P minus. Q is indicate long arm of chromosome. P is indicate short arm of chromosomes. Okay. Or R is indicate ring chromosome. The mosaicism pattern. Sometimes ask your examiners and maybe anybody can ask you what is the mosaicism pattern. The mosaicism pattern is defined as the 46XO divided by 46XX. Making abnormal chromosome number divided by normal chromosome number. This is a mosaic mosaic type pattern is written like that. Okay. Now, what is the clinical features of this Turner syndrome patient? This patient have a short stature. Okay, lower posterior hairlines like boys, wobbling of a neck. Yeah, there's a loose skin in the neck, is a wobbling of neck, and broad chest, widely spaced nipple, correction of the aorta, cubitus valgus at the elbow, and this patient have a very strict ovaries, and these patients have infertile amenorrhea. There is a pigmented navel on the skin and peripheral edema at the breath on the foots also. This patient also try to identify when you go on your clinical postings. Try to see. Very rare disorder, but I don't know where is. I did my MBBS from Bikaner. Bikaner. I saw a very rare case. By luckily, I don't know what is this neuro here. The Klinefelter syndrome. There is a chromosomal disorder, is the cytogenic disorder. Here is the increase extra chromosome, X chromosome, 47 chromosome, extra chromosome X is here, XXY. Oral incidence of these diseases 1 in 1,000 males. In this patient, the testes small, fail to produce a normal level of testosterone hormones. This patient also had gynecomastia and poorly developed secondary sexual characters. These patients also infertile. Male are taller, thinner, slight. There is a reduction of IQ, very low IQ. This patient have a very low IQ, approximately 10 to 15.8. Okay, many Klinefelter male lead a normal life also. Very rarely more extreme form of the Klinefelter syndrome occur, where there the patient has a 48 chromosome or a 49 chromosome. There is an increased number of X chromosome oral. Mostly that is 47 XXY, but rarely it can be presented as XXY or 4X and Y. These individuals are generally severely retarded. Okay, if we see this patient, this is a male, but their presentation is appear somewhat. This is a female type. Okay, the frontal blindness absent, poor bird growth होना, tall stature होना, slightly feminized, mildly impaired IQ, and the tendency to lose their chest hairs, breast development, osteoporosis, testicular atrophy, a female type pubic hair also coming. Now coming to a rare cytogenetic disorder, that is hermaphrodite and pseudo-hermaphroditism. Here what happened? Genetic sex is determined by the presence of absence of Y chromosome. We know when the Y chromosome is present, then it's become a male. Absence, then become a female. Okay. But here, what is the condition? The initially different gonads of both male and females embryo have an inherited tendency to feminize unless they're influenced by Y chromosome. Depend upon the masculinity factors. The term true hermaphrodite implies when the presence of both ovary or testicular tissue. True hermaphrodite and pseudo hermaphrodite, there is a difference is that the true hermaphrodite have a both ovary and testicular tissue. Okay, and the pseudo hermaphrodite, there is a one type tissue is present, but external genitalia presentation is different type. That's why they are called as a pseudo hermaphroditism. What is the karyotype of this patient? The karyotype is there's a 46XX in a 50% patient. The remaining are most of the mosaicism pattern like 46XX or a 46XY karyotype. Okay. Pseudo hermaphrodite represent a disagreement between the phenotype and gonadal sex. Here, a female pseudo hermaphrodite have a ovaries, but external genitalia appearance is male-like. In a male pseudo hermaphrodite have a testicular tissue, but external genitalia is a female type. So these are controversial appearance. Now coming to single gene disorder with the non-classical inheritance. Time is very minimum. Okay, I'll go slightly fast. These the diseases are with the non-classical inherent single gene disorder. Here, the transmission of certain single gene disorder doesn't follow a classical pattern of Mendelian principles. And this group of disorder can be classified in 4 categories. Disease caused by trinucleotide repeated mutations, disorder caused by mutation in a mitochondrial gene, and disorder associated with genomic imprinting, and disorder associated with gonadal mosaicism. This is a rare conditions, last 3 condition rares, but occurs, and questions also occur in your exams theory, and sometimes examiner can be asked from you. Okay, so keep remember disease with the unstable nucleotide repeats, that is called a characterized by amplification a sequence of 3 nucleotides, although a specific nucleotide sequence that is undergoes amplification different in a various disorder. Almost all affected sequence share a nucleotide like guanine and cytosines. Okay, for example, this Fragile X syndrome, that is the second most cytogenetic abnormality. First is Down syndrome, and second is Fragile X syndrome. Okay, here the X-linked, this is the X-linked disorders, an unusual mutation within the familial mental retardation 1, that is the FMR gene is enrolled here. And the cytogenetic alteration is the seen as a discontinuity of a staining or as a constriction of the long arm of a X chromosome, and when the cells are clustered in a folate deficient medium, because it appears that the chromosome is broken at this locate. It is referred to as a fragile. In this chromosome, we can see like this is a fragile chromosomes. The fragiles occurs different side of this chromosome, and this is a chromosome appears a broken appearance. This chromosome. Okay, these patients usually mentally retarded, and this features of this patient have a long face, large mandible, large everted ears, large testicle. There is a macroorchidism. And what is the anticipation? Anticipation is a refer to observation that the clinical features of a fragile X worsen, which the each successive generation, and if the mutation become a increasingly deletion, as it is transmitted from man to his grandsons or greater grandsons, that is called as an anticipation. And that is a table is showing the disease with the unstable nucleotide repeats. Keep remember, this is also a Fragile X syndrome, Friedreich ataxia, myotonic dystrophia, that is also asked sometimes. Okay, so and this is this is spinobulbar muscular atrophy, this is spinobulbar ataxia type 1, 2, 3, 6. Try to differentiate what is the difference to each other, so you will keep remember it. Okay, now coming to what is the genomic imprinting. Genomic imprinting is the when the maternal imprinting is referred to transcription silencing of a maternal allele. A paternal imprinting is referred to transcription and silencing of a paternal allele. In a maternal imprinting, maternal allele is a silent. Paternal imprinting, there is a paternal allele is silent. Okay. The imprinting occur in the ovum or sperm before fertilization, and then is stably transmitted to all somatic cells through the mitosis, and associated with the different pattern of DNA methylation at the CG nucleotide and histone H4 deacetylation or a methylation. The exact number of imprinted genes not known. The overall the estimate range is 200 to 600. The chromosomes the remembers which parent is came from deletion like chromosome 15. Okay, there is a imprinting example of the chromosomal imprinting is the Prader-Willi syndrome and Angelman syndrome. Okay, this patient Prader-Willi syndrome, the patient have a uncontrolled eating, diabetes, and mental retardation. Here the deletion is occur portion of a paternal chromosome, paternal part. Prader-Willi, say keep remember paternal component, and then second is Angelman syndrome. Angelman syndrome, so the behavior as the problem is mental retardation, and these are the happy pipettes. And here deletion portion of a maternal chromosome. Keep remember Prader-Willi have a paternal chromosome, so just opposite is Angelman syndrome have a silencing of maternal component. That is the figure for the genomic imprinting. I want to show this is the Angelman syndrome. Here maternal maternal component is silent. Where the Prader-Willi syndrome, there is a imprinting of a paternal component. Now coming to mutation in the mitochondrial genes. Okay, a feature of unique that is a mitochondrial is a maternal inheritance. I'll take a few minutes. Hello? Hello, students.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm so slightly delayed. Okay, now this is a mitochondrial is having maternal inheritance. Why? Because there is a ova. Ova have a maximum cytoplasm, and sperm have a scanty cytoplasm. When the ova and sperm combine to each other, there is a whole. The zygote is formed. Whole cytoplasmic component come from mother. So these patients have a maternal inheritance. Okay, that is the because ova contain numerous mitochondria within their abundant cytoplasm, where the sperm contain only few, because there is a few cytoplasm, very scanty cytoplasm of sperm came from sperm. Hence, the mitochondrial component of a zygote is derived from a ova. Thus, the mother is a transmitted mitochondrial DNA to their offspring, male and female. However, the daughter, but not sons, is transmitted the DNA from to their progenies or their children's. Only female that transmitted the disease. I already told you, because sperm have a very little mitochondrial part. In a human, mitochondria contain 37 genes. Out of them, 22 are transmitted to RNA, 2 have a ribosomal RNA. Remaining 13 genes are a subunit of respiratory chain enzymes. Because the mitochondrial DNA encodes enzyme involving oxidative phosphorylation and mutation affected genes, except their deletion affected primarily on the organs, mostly depend on the oxidative phosphorylation. So mitochondria, that is mostly affect central nervous system, skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, liver, kidney. There is a very actively oxidative phosphorylation is occur. That's why this disease only affect these systems. Okay. Each mitochondria contain thousands of copies of mitochondrial DNA, and deleter's mutation of mitochondrial DNA affect some, but not all of these copies. Thus, the tissue and whole individual may harbor the both wild type and mutant type mitochondrial DNA, and this situation is called a heteroplasy, because both genes are present. Wild type or normal type, mutant type or normal type genes are present in the cytoplasm. So heteroplasmy, जो cytoplasm में present होता है, that's it's called as a heteroplasmy. It should be evident that is the minimum number of mutant mitochondrial DNA must be present in the cell or tissue before the oxidative dysfunction give rise a disease. This is called as a threshold defect. During cell division, mitochondria and their contain DNA are randomly distributed to their daughter cells, obviously due to cytoplasm. Thus, when the cells containing normal and mutant mitochondrial DNA divides, the portion of a normal and mutant mitochondrial DNA in daughter cells is extremely variable. Okay, therefore, the expression of the disorder resulting from the mutant mitochondrial DNA is quite variable. Their presentation and their passing from one progeny to other progeny is variable. So, the disease presentation also very variable. That is a pedigree for the liver hereditary optic neuropathy, that is a mitochondrial disease. Okay. In this, there is a male is affected and female is unaffected. Okay. When the male is, this couple is married, here is everything is the normal, because male cannot transmit the disease. But when the female is the affected and married with the normal male, here the transmitted disease from mother to both affected, boys and girls are affected. From female to whole are affected. When the female is married with normal male, whole male and females are affected, because ova contains a mitochondrial DNA and that is transmitted to their progeny. But their transmission is a variable, not as a homogeneous. Now coming to gonadal mosaicism. What is the gonadal mosaicism? Is a result from mutation that is occur post-zygotically during the early embryogenic development after fertilization. sperm ova become combined and their fertilization again, then after started to zygote and the post zygotically when the development is started, that is occur. Mutation affected only cells destined to form a gonads, but these only affected the gonads making cells only. Gametes carry the mutation, but the somatic cells are individuals are completely normal. The phenotypically normal parents who has a germline mosaicism can be transmitted the disease causing mutation to their offspring through the mutant gametes. Okay, because the progenitor cells of the gametes carry a mutation. There is a definite possibility that more than one child of such parents would be affected. And there is no pedigrees available for mostly unusual, so I didn't kept for you. There is a genetic analysis that is also written in your Robbins' pre-genetic. What are the indication of the pre-genetic and prenatal genetic analysis? What are indication of the post? Yeah, that is asked in your exams also. In their practical exams also ask what are the indications for the prenatal genetic analysis and what are the indication for the postnatal genetic analysis. Okay, the prenatal genetic analysis should be offered all the patient who have a risk for having a cytogenetic abnormality, their progeny. It can be performed on by obtain the amniocentesis coroning villi sampling from mother and on the umbilical cord blood. And their indications is mother more than age of 35 year, the parents who carry imbalanced reciprocal translocation, Robertson translocation inversion, the parents with the various previous child having a chromosomal abnormalities, the fetus with the ultrasound detect abnormality, the parents who is a carries X-linked disorders, and abnormal level of a alpha-fetoprotein, beta-HCG and studiol. Triple test is abnormal. That is the indication of the prenatal genetic analysis. And the postnatal genetic analysis is that is performed by using a peripheral blood lymphocytes. Okay, and what are the indication? Multiple congenital malformation, unexplained mental retardation or developmental delay of a child. Okay, suspected any aneuploidy, unbalanced autosomal suspect, and a suspected chromosomal abnormalities like Turner syndromes, Down syndromes, or Prader-Willi syndrome. Anywhere we are suspecting about this, you can see the patient in our clinical postings, and we suspect it. No, these children have this abnormality. We do the genetic analysis. Okay, the infertility to rule out infertility, suspect or there is a patient have a history of multiple spontaneous abortion. To rule out the parents as a carrier of a balanced translocation, both parents should be evaluated. Okay. Also, we use this is for to diagnosis and management of the cancer. For the BCR-ABL, we do for the CML. Okay. Also, in a breast cancer for HER2/neu. Also, determine treatment efficacy like a CML in the BCR-ABL, and that is the resistant to identify the resistant galvanic resistant. That is also treatment of the CML or other gastrointestinal tumors. Okay. A little bit I want to tell it is what is the epigenetics. That is some part that epigenetics. Epigenetics, there is a changes. There is not a change the DNA sequences. There is additional changes with the DNA. Okay, there is additional methylation, acetylation of the addition to DNA on the chromosome. Okay, DNA methylation will serve regulate the gene expression and without altering the DNA sequences. That is called epigenetics. AP, additional changes. Okay. The terminology is coined in 1942 by the scientist, and this is what is genetics and epigenetics. AP over and above genetics. Okay, okay, guys. Now tell me your this attendance. Hello.